So according to a study, 40% of men are the primary grocery shoppers in the household, and whether you love it or hate it, you've got to get out there and shop. So today we're joined by Nick Shields. He's from BJ's Wholesale Club. We've got great grocery shopping tips for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, Nick.
Oh, thanks for having me. How we doing, sir?
Good, I'm good. You know, as a man, I'm the anomaly. I love going grocery shopping because I love finding new products, but a lot of people just don't like it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I love getting out there, shopping the aisles, seeing what deals I can get. My wife never sends me out without her coupon book.
That's important, and men,
huge.
don't be afraid.
Don't be. There's nothing wrong with using a coupon. Saves you money.
So we have a couple dishes that we're going to make today. They're easy, and it's something that you can do on the fly, and when you're zipping through the aisles, you can pick the stuff up pretty quickly.
Absolutely. These are just going to be some really quick, simple, man-approved, man kitchen tips and tricks to keep going, keep everyone fed.
And, you know, and if you're taking your wife, fiance, girlfriend out on a date, you can do this at home much cheaper too.
This is an easy date night fix. I'm gonna get a little smoke going here. You always want to grate, or oil your grill grate. This is for those that can't get outside. And you know, if you live in the Northeast in April, apparently it's still too early to be out grilling.
Although I was grilling this weekend. And
Were you?
so worth it.
I'm jealous. I still need to dig my grill out. But
no, when you do, it'll be absolutely worth it.
We're going to come across with just some simple, skinless, boneless chicken breasts.
Okay.
And these have been marinating overnight in Italian dressing.
Just easy store-bought Italian
dressing. Nothing too fancy, but it does the trick.
Because that's the thing. You can make that really fancy, involved thing, or you can just use store-bought Italian dressing.
Absolutely. So you go ahead and keep that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Keep those. Anything you're marinating, make sure you keep in a dish pan. Bags aren't always perfect. They can leak.
That's
always
a good tip.
Keep a shallow pan just so you're not ruining anything. So we're going to get that chicken going. We're just going to make sure we're not sticking. We are really hot.
Is that the point too? You want to get a pretty hot pan going?
You do. I mean, it's kind of like your grill. You want to get that nice sear, and this grill pan is nice enough to leave you some grill marks. So keep that going. And while we got that going, we're also going to do some lamb.
Some lamb, okay.
Now, lamb is something that people might be a little scared of every once in a while.
I think it's one of those foods that people reserve for going out to eat.
It is, but you know what? If you have a great butcher at your store, BJ's Wholesale will actually do this for you. You can take a rack of lamb, they will cut it up, trim it, makes it much easier to work with.
That's the thing about butchers. I feel like they're really agreeable, and they're always looking to help you out.
They are, and you know what? If they're not, you got to find a new place to go to.
Exactly, yeah. Go find a new butcher if you don't like your butcher.
Take these lamb chops, and we're going to lay them out on what I'm calling a broiling pan, and I may lose some of you with that, but broiling pan, when's the last time you've seen one of those?
It's been a while. It's normally reserved for baking stuff.
It is. I got a quick and easy fix. I simply take a wire cooling rack, put it inside a cookie sheet. You got yourself an instant
broiling pan.
Instant broiling pan, and this is the only way to make bacon.
Oh, you're right.
If you like lean, crisp bacon, this is the only way to do it.
That makes sense. All those fat droppings are going to go to the bottom.
Right to the bottom.
Oh, and you get that, because that's the thing. There's some microwave, you just don't get the same flavor.
Not even remotely. And these have been marinated in a really, really simple marinade of orange zest. Slice that orange in half, squeeze the juice out.
So the juice and the zest.
Juice and the zest. Tablespoon of olive oil. This is cayenne pepper, a little hot, so that's going to be for taste. I went with a quarter teaspoon.
But you can do it as you like it.
If you like it hot or you don't want to do it at all, don't use it.
All right.
Teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of all-natural sea salt. That's all it is. Again, one of those things you just let go overnight. We're just going to pop this. You want to get this in the oven?
Sure, I'd love to. Now, at what temperature and for how long?
We're actually going to broil this on high for about 3.5 minutes.
And when you broil something, you put it on the top shelf.
Always put it on the top shelf.
And if it doesn't fit, you find a way to make it fit.
You just jam it in.
Well, this could be interesting. All right, let's see. Oh. There we go, running away.
Close it and walk away.
Let's talk more grocery tips, because it can be a little overwhelming at the store, but eat first is a big tip.
Eat first. Never go grocery shopping hungry. It's something that my mom always used to say, because everything will look good and you will want everything.
I don't know. I don't know the research, but I know you spend more money when you don't eat beforehand.
I think you're actually more susceptible to picking up junk food. You know, that bag of chips starts to look really good. You may shy away from the vegetables.
Exactly.
Just one of those things that never go to store hungry.
Well, and if you want to make the wife happy too, always have a list. And you know what? For me, because I'm always getting in trouble, so what I've started doing is having the wife make me a list so that I can't make mistakes.
Just going to say, take the hassle out of it, have her make the list for you, and you're good to go.
And if you out there are looking to do it healthy, you really got to go on the outside aisles.
Stay on the outside. That's where you're going to find your produce, you're fresh prepared. So you're going to stay away from the stuff that may not be so good for you.
And when you're making that list, you've got to organize it by department too, so you're not zigzagging all around the store.
Absolutely. It's easy to stay in one location, then have to go over to the other side of the store, and then get back to the other side. Keep it all where you need to be, and just easier to follow and shop.
Exactly. Well, Nick, this is just the beginning. Stick around because I see a lot more food around here and I want to eat it. So we're going to be back later in the show with even more tips and more delicious recipes. We are back in the kitchen with Nick Shields from BJ's Wholesale Club for some grocery shopping tips for men. Now, in our first segment, we put all the meat on the grill. And we had lamb chops, and or rather lamb, and we broiled it.
We broiled lamb chops, and those are already done. Like I said, about 3 minutes on one side, then flip it about 4 on the other. Pull it out.
Is it undercooked in the middle?
You know, it's a little bit. I mean, lamb usually is served rare to medium rare, but again, it's all one of your how you like it.
That's
Not
true.
everyone likes a rare steak, so you know, it's again how you like it. I'm kind of cooked it to the way I tend to think it should be.
Yeah, more on the medium rare side.
But then what you do is when you pull it out is you tent it for about 5 minutes.
I've never heard of this concept
Well, what
before.
this actually does is it kind of traps in some of the heat and allows the lamb to keep cooking on its own. Because if you leave it in the oven, it's just going to keep cooking really fast. Then you pull it out, it's still going to keep cooking. Also allows the juices to kind of redistribute throughout before you cut into it. So if you ever heard someone say, you got to let something sit or you got to let something rest, that's basically so the juices can redistribute and they don't come all running out and you're left with a really dry piece of
And that's
meat.
why people always tell you too, don't, right when you take meat off the grill or something like, don't cut into it quickly.
Do not cut right into it.
Because then all the good flavors just go away.
Unless it's a hot dog, let it sit for a few
Exactly.
minutes. Those are the ones that you probably don't have to
You
worry
just
too much
immediately
about.
cut right into a hot dog.
Yeah.
So next up, to go with our chicken, we have a bruschetta.
Absolutely. I'm just going to grab a plate back here.
Go
and,
nuts. In the meantime, can I start throwing ingredients into the
throw
mix?
it in. We got 2 tomatoes.
Okay.
We got some red onion, finely chopped. And that's about half of a medium-sized onion. And these are 2 beefsteak tomatoes, just really nicely cubed up. We're going to reserve a little bit of that, but just put a little sprinkle in there for
of
you.
basil?
That is some basil. Smells really fresh.
There's no better smell than the smell of basil.
Absolutely not. And then we got about a half a cup of Italian dressing.
And this is the same dressing that we're marinating the chicken
Same dressing
in.
we marinated the chicken in, so you got a theme going here.
This is an easy bruschetta.
It is. So you know what, I'm going to hand you this. If you want to just mix that around a little, it'd be great. I'm going to kill the heat here. I think we've got some good-looking chicken.
And chicken's the one thing. You can undercook lamb, you don't undercook chicken.
Absolutely. It's you don't mess around with chicken.
We were just talking about it. I've seen this face of salmonella. It's not pretty.
It is not pretty.
So cook your chicken.
Lying. Cook your chicken. So we basically just have our chicken dish here, and what we do is once you mix this simple bruschetta up, you know, you can let it sit for a couple hours. The flavors will really start to meld together.
Yeah, the more time I feel like that you let a bruschetta sit together.
Absolutely.
Do it the night before, something like that.
Absolutely. But then, you know, when you're done, you simply just lay a little
dress
bit
it
of
on
that
top.
right on top of the tomato, or excuse me, right on top of the chicken. We also built just a little house salad with a bag of spring mix, which can't go wrong. Top that right there as well.
I love it, using the same stuff for everything.
Why
Now, we were
dirty up
talking
more
about
pans?
this earlier because, you know, we're 2 men that like going grocery shopping, and I think a lot of men do. More and more men these days are enjoying it.
Yeah, we don't just need to go to the hardware store and sporting goods
Exactly.
stores.
Yeah, we're evolved. We're Renaissance men. But we were saying earlier, you know, it's a great date too. Like the wife and I, we don't have a lot of time together, so it's nice to be able to go grocery shopping together.
Yeah, I think Sunday afternoons, my wife Tracy and I, we like to go out and just, you know, browse shop. We make our list together. It's kind of all the things we're going to need for the coming week.
Yeah.
It's simple, it's easy, it's something you can do together, and that way there really is no miscommunication when you come home and she wanted
That's
12
true.
lemons and you only brought 1.
Well, and it's nice too because if you go together, if you're one of those men out there that maybe doesn't like going to the grocery store, if you go with your wife and you have positive experiences, you'll be more inclined to go in the future and have more positive experiences.
Absolutely.
Well, these look absolutely tremendous. Thank you so much for stopping by
thanks for
today,
having me.
Nick. This food looks great. I cannot wait for the commercial. We're going to have these recipes online later on our website, mymassappeal.com.